Okay, we are just in the midst of letting everyone in. Thank you all for joining us today. Just give it a few more seconds. Okay. I think we had almost more than 50 people signed up for this webinar. We got about 28 on, but I will get started because we have a lot of amazing presenters to share their insights, and we're going to have good conversations too. So I don't want to hold us up any further. So good morning, everyone. It's so great to see you all, and hopefully we'll get a few more jumping on. We're going to have an impactful morning and noon hour of learning and sharing. And for those that don't know me, I'm Jennifer Kuhl. I'm the Executive Director of the RCA, and I've been in that position for about almost 2 years now. My background is municipal solid waste management and zero waste consulting, and I've dabbled in a few other environmental areas along the way, but happy to be in this role with the Recycling Council. And the Recycling Council, Tessa, are you advancing the slides maybe? Yeah, there we go. We have a mission of advancing the circular economy in Alberta. And of course, we can't do that alone. So we appreciate all the folks on the call, what you do every day to advance this mission too. And at the RCA, we champion the cause. We do promotion and advocacy. We convene the networks, partners, and players like yourselves, all that share the circular economy goals or curiosity. And then we cultivate our members and we help them build knowledge and capacity through great workshops and webinars and events, kind of like this one today. And we're just going to do a short plug for a couple of RCA events we have on our docket. So we have the annual annual conference in Jasper this year, October 22 to 24th. So hopefully we'll see you all there. And we have a one-day conference that we do every year, Explore Circularity Day, that in 2025 we did waste to energy, and then in 2026, the save the date will come out soon. It's going to be on textile circularity. And as we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that we're gathering virtually today from the traditional territories of many Indigenous people. In Alberta, this includes Treaty 4, 6, 7, 8, and 10 lands, and it's the homeland of Métis Nation of Alberta. We recognize the longstanding and ongoing stewardship of the land, water, and resources by First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people, and we honor their deep knowledge of living in balance with the natural world. And as tomorrow marks the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, we pause to remember the survivors of residential schools, their families, and the children who never returned home. We commit ourselves to learning, listening, and working towards reconciliation in very many meaningful ways. And today's conversation on empowering diverse cultures and circular economy initiatives, may we be guided by principles of respect, reciprocity, and sustainability that have carried forward by Indigenous communities for generations. Thank you. And so this is part 2. Hopefully many of you are on part 1 with the workshop, and this is going to be part 2, which is the webinar. We're going to showcase some workshop tactics applied in real world contexts, some amazing examples to go through. We're going to provide examples of diverse communities leading in circular practices. And I think you'll all leave inspired to design inclusive community-powered waste programs in your day-to-day jobs going forward. And so we have an awesome group of people to help us get through this and share their examples. And we have Kamal Fatima, who is going to be the moderator. And I love the description of her role. She works at the intersection of strategy, communications, and behavior change to mobilize community action. And she helps EPR organizations design campaigns that nudge and empower diverse communities towards desired behaviors, which is awesome. We have Aki from City of Edmonton. He's an educator and community builder. He works to inform and empower diverse communities to fully participate in waste management systems. We have Leanne from BC, who hosts inclusive work opportunities for people with diverse abilities. She's going to talk more about that. In her work, she promotes community awareness, inclusion, and action through circular economy focused education programs and events. And then we have Yasmin from a program called Empower Me. So she knows lots about empowering diverse cultures through delivering inclusive energy education workshops across Alberta. They do this by offering multilingual workshops and in-language coaching via energy mentors. She's going to talk more about that. And then we have Natalie from Arusha, who's passionate about social justice, community building, and sustainability. And her work uses strengths-based approaches for her programs. And we are looking forward to hearing from all of you. And I'm going to turn it over to Kamal to moderate the next session, next part of the session. Thanks.
Thank you, Jennifer. Hi, everybody. To be on time, I'll have Aki start his presentation. I will jump on to questions because I'm sure there will be plenty. So Aki, if you're ready, I would love to hear and share with everybody what you have today. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here. My name is Akog, or Ake. I'm the Diverse Communities Education Coordinator with the City of Edmonton's Waste Services. I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about how we engage or empower our diverse communities in waste management in Edmonton. Like has been shared in this morning's presentation, Edmonton, like other parts of Canada, is diverse, vibrant, and growing city. From our last census, we have 40.3% of our population to be visible minority. At the city, we have started educating the public about the waste system since 1990s. However, the traditional channels were not reaching everyone, especially the diverse communities. And our approach has been reactive. We waited for requests to come to us from the community, and then we go out and reach out to the communities. However, recently, newcomer population is growing quick. With it comes a dedicated focus on engaging with newcomers. So what we do at the city is reaching out to communities, educating Edmontonians about all things waste, including collection, sorting, recycling, processing, and waste reduction. This all has to do with or contribute to the city's strategy to reach to zero waste in the coming 25 years. We do this in so many ways. We have in-person presentation for newcomers and also for the wider community. We have online and virtual programs, in-person tours of our facility, e-learning, trade shows. We take part in several trade shows to educate Edmontonians about waste. We have curbside education. We have reuse center programs, which is actually really popular around our communities in the city. We have compost school or compost school programs where our composting team or home compost program encourages residents to compost, answer questions regarding composting. Basically, it is to encourage residents to use composting practice at home. There are workshops are done by home composting program. We also have volunteers that we engage in educating the community or residents, like friends, families, which is easier to reach out neighbors through these volunteers. We do also do internal training sessions. There is shift with meeting communities where they are. We shifted from reactive to proactive engagement. Like I said before, before people reach out to us, newcomer agencies and different organizations reach to us to give them a presentation or education regarding waste. But now what we do is we have a dedicated role to do this in a productive way. We have set a 4-step process. We meet, engage, and learn to collaborate with different agencies. So what did we learn when we do meet, engage, and collaborate with several agencies that serve communities of diverse background? There is barrier. We have barriers to engagement. One of the things that came repeatedly is mistrust of institution. This has to do with past experience of people of diverse background. So what makes a source useful is to use a trustworthy institution. So what we did is reach out to communities through ethno-racial groups or organizations, or locality also mattered for most of them to break this barrier. The other thing is lack of specific knowledge. Many didn't know our services and tools. I myself, as a newcomer, have some issues, or my first encounter or my first culture shock has to do with waste management. I came here as an international student and rented a place, and I didn't know what to put where, because in my home country, waste is waste. You just put everything in one place. So when I came to Canada, I brought batteries and some electronic materials that didn't work for me. I just throw it in a garbage. It was summer day, and it started fire, which which is actually a shock for me, and also for the person who rented the place to me. I consider myself an educated person, but I didn't know what to put where. So this is real problem. There is lack of knowledge of how to manage waste properly. So many people that we reached out, we engage with, have no idea of how to manage this waste, and they didn't know the tools we have at the city. The other thing that we came across, or we learned from our engagement, is that individuals believe their action doesn't matter. So if I put waste or garbage in one place, it doesn't matter, or if I sort it. And there is a lack of access. Like I said, we work with a diverse group of newcomers who have no idea of waste programs and materials. Our approach is simple. We have a system at the city, GBA Plus. So we started using trusted sources. What makes a source trustworthy? There are two things that partnering with community leaders or agencies can break this barrier, especially when we reach out to communities through the same ethno-racial and cultural group, or through local non-profit organization that get service from. So one of the things that we did is reaching out to communities through a trusted source. The other thing is cultural competency. So we have a dedicated role that engages communities. I'm doing that, diverse communities role, which helped us to move beyond one size fits all approach. The city has infrastructure, we have knowledge, we have several programs to educate the whole Edmontonians. This knowledge, this method or material can help everyone, but the message, how we reach out to diverse communities based on their need and stuff, differs. So cultural competency, knowing this diversity, and also dedicating staff time to reach out to diverse communities helped us to move beyond one size fits all approach. The other thing is repeated contact. Trust is very important, and it is. We started small, but it continued by building through consistency, repeated action. The other important thing is messaging, accessible messaging. It has to be simple. We use a lot of visuals, demonstrations, and altruistic tone. In our message, we use a mix of messaging, like we use a norm, legal norm. This is the rule. We have a bylaw. You have to follow this one, and also social norm. Your neighbor is doing it, and doing it yourself can help build your community. So it is also a way to empower the community. Like by doing this, you're being a member of the community, and also helping the journey in integrating to the wider society. One of the other messages we do is why we should do it and how we do it in Edmonton. So our solutions, in addition to the dedicated role to coordinate diverse communities education, we have tailored presentation. We work with our partners to co-design materials. For example, we have one college that co-designed a curriculum with us to teach about ways to their link students or newcomer students of the college. We do also capacity development. We have diverse institutions that we work with. Some of them, they have education programs. Some of them have some of them have just events. So we build capacity of their staff. There are case managers. For example, one institution that we work with, they have case managers, and they have a caseload of up to 150 people. We cannot reach to each and individual clients, but we develop staff capacity. The other thing is increasing program accessibility. For example, we have one popular tour like where people come and tour our site. But newcomers, they have difficulty in reaching out to our center. So what we designed is we go to one center and pick up their clients, and do the tour with them for 3 hours. So the results we are receiving: more effective, meaningful waste education and awareness around waste, higher participation across diverse groups. We go to schools, we go to community events, and based on their experience, people invite us to their religious institutions where we share waste knowledge. We also managed to build stronger relationship with community leaders and newcomer serving agencies. By doing so, our education is more equitable and accessible to our diverse communities. We believe this also improved waste diversion and strong connection. Thank you. If you have any question, I'd be happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Aki. I think the example that you shared from your personal experience, I would love to double click on that because I have a similar story. And, you don't know what you don't know. And sometimes it takes someone to tell you that for you to understand that, right? So thank you. And with that, I would love to hear Leanne from you. And yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me just get my presentation up here. Oop, I don't think I did the the sound thing. Just do that one more time. Just learned something. Oh, share sound's on. Perfect. So thank you. Yeah, my name is Leanne Cohen, and I do community engagement work for Ridge Meadows Recycling Society. We're a nonprofit located in Maple Ridge, BC, about an hour's drive east of Vancouver. So thank you to the Recycling Council of Alberta for the invitation to present today. The topic of empowering diverse communities personally warms my heart and has been an integral part of our organization's services, education, and outreach since the early 1980s. Today, I'm presenting to you from the traditional unceded and shared territories of the Katzie First Nation and Kwantlen First Nation. So, Ridge Meadows Recycling Society, our organization, is a community-based nonprofit. We have a volunteer board of directors that works in partnership with the city of Maple Ridge to operate and manage the local recycling depot. And we provide environmental programs, education, and events to local schools and residents. And until last year, we also did the curbside recycling in Maple Ridge. So we did that for 45 years. So it's a big shift for us recently. Our organization was started by a group of forward-thinking volunteers, including my parents, in the 1970s, and we have been a leader in working to create a waste-free, inclusive, socially responsible society for over 50 years. We manage the Maple Ridge Recycling Depot, which is a well-known community hub. We welcome about 500 cars a day. We have free drop-off through the extended producer responsibility programs for about 200 items. And the depot also houses our offices. So if you hear any loud noises behind me, no problem. And we are also a handy home base to run our environmental programs and education out of, including free public depot tours every summer. So it's a very busy site, and it is also home to our employment skills program for people with diverse abilities. So this program started in the 1980s. It has evolved over the years, but remains focused on teaching job-ready skills and providing paid work experience to people who may have barriers to traditional employment. The program is designed to meet people where they're at and give them work they can succeed at. Support staff work alongside them to offer guidance and advice when needed. And having a fully integrated, supported work site for multiple people with diverse abilities is rare and valuable. We often have high school students with extra support needs gaining work experience alongside our program participants. On the front line of the recycling depot, participants interact with the public on a daily basis, answering questions and showing people where to put their recycling. As a result, the program has a very high profile and promotes community inclusion on a daily basis. In addition to our participants developing customer service skills, they also become naturally recycling experts. Residents appreciate the help and feel a sense of pride and ownership in the program. They find value in the steps we are taking to create an inclusive worksite and society. Off-site, participants have more one-on-one interaction with program support workers and contribute to and learn about the community, helping people transport large appliances to the depot, keeping the downtown area litter-free, picking up abandoned shopping carts, and delivering materials collected at the depot to secondary processors. So one of the things I think is really good for empowering diverse communities is help amplify their own voices. So this is a video we did, and you can tell it's Ridge Meadows Recycling Society is a nonprofit organization in Maple Ridge, BC. We run the Maple Ridge Recycling Depot, do curbside and business recycling pickup, and have an employment skills program for people with diverse abilities. This program gives participants practical work experience in a light industrial work setting.
I sort plastic, sometimes I go on tin, sometimes I go on books. off-site. We do the litter pickup.
Program participants have a chance to work on and develop basic employment skills and employee expectations in a supported setting. These include reliable attendance and punctuality, developing a work ethic and productivity levels, learning to follow the directions of a supervisor, appropriate coworker interactions, how to deal with issues that arise, and the importance of safety awareness and personal protective equipment.
Hello.
What are some of the things you do while you're here?
Doing plastic.
Sorting it out?
Yeah. Tin, glass.
Do you like that work?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you like about it?
Oh, breaking glass.
You like breaking the glass?
Yes. Yes.
Unlike volunteer work, positions in the skills program are paid positions. Participants experience a regular paycheck for the work they do. And unlike a typical job, there are support staff that work alongside them for participants to go to with any questions or concerns.
I help them out if they have questions or they're not sure what to do, if they don't remember what they have to do, or if they're learning new skills as well. We help them working with the customers, working with peers, mentoring each other. So it's quite a bit that they do learn. Yeah, it's awesome because they feel part of the community. They're helping the environment and they're helping one another. So it builds confidence and it's empowering for anybody.
This is Matthew.
And Matthew's one of your coworkers?
Yes.
And Matthew's awesome?
Yes.
I know.
What's your favorite job here?
Well, probably either the trucks or rolling bags. Right now we're out of bags, so we can't do that. But yeah, the trucks are rolling bags.
So there's a lot of variety of work.
Yeah.
Well, we accommodate quite well, their abilities, what they can handle, whether it be if it's too long a day, we'll shorten the day for them to make it successful. The whole object is to make this successful for them so they can move on to another job if they choose. So that's the point, it's success for them.
The program is in partnership with CLBC, Community Living BC. Anyone interested in becoming part of the program should talk to CLBC and get a referral. All right, so that's that one. And so the program is very well known in our community, and the participants, you really see such a change in them. So through time, repetition, coaching, gentle encouragement, participants gradually become more comfortable with their work role and more comfortable with being on site, getting to know and rely on the routines, schedule, and their coworkers. In this supported setting, we see them grow into a more confident, self-assured version of themselves. Our success stories are those who move on to get jobs in the community at Tim Hortons, at Save On Foods, at warehouses, and continue to be an integral part of our society. So while our organization has been supporting and promoting community inclusion for people with disabilities for decades, it did have a few blind spots in other areas. When I began working for the society in 2010, one of the first things I did was update our 2 very white recycling characters to create a broader cross-section of our community. And while it's true, our city, at last count I checked, was roughly 84% white, it is happily becoming more diverse. Creating and promoting images of people of color recycling felt like holding the door open and welcoming people who may have felt left out of our services and our organization. And I've since pushed the door open even further. As someone with a lot of gay friends and a trans kid, moving our organization into this realm, especially in this climate, felt risky but important. I also realized I don't really want to be working for an organization that doesn't support our LGBTQ+ community. Some of these photos are from our reused craft at events, making flags out of old cereal boxes, and we replicated it for the local Pride event, Multiculturalism Day, and Canada Day. And it made me realize that leadership can come from anywhere and anyone. I would highly recommend taking steps towards creating and holding space for all members of your community, no matter what line of business you're in. My personal values have definitely moved our organization to areas it wouldn't have gone otherwise. As a cis, white, neurotypical identifying woman, I can use my privilege to help move the needle in areas where I'm not a target. And I'll be the first to admit, it's not always easy. It can be awkward. It can be scary. There can be missteps. It's okay. Keep going, apologize, learn. Every effort is needed. So look around your organization for your blind spots. Who do you need to hold the door open for? Outside of our employment skills program and the depot, we also run monthly repair cafes. If you haven't heard of these yet, they are pop-up events where volunteers with repair skills work with residents to fix the broken stuff. There's no charge for this service, but donations are gratefully accepted. So it opens it up to a wide range of our society to people get their stuff fixed. And we have an amazing group of diverse volunteers who can fix jewelry, appliances, electronics, furniture, clothing, bikes, and more. This keeps these items out of the landfill in circulation and supports the right to repair and design for repair movements. We recently celebrated our 50th cafe since launching in 2018 and have had over 3,000 items brought in for fixing. These events are very popular and we are listed on Repair Monitor that tracks Repair Cafe data as being number 5 in the world. Yay! We have worked very hard to make our events as inclusive as possible, and it is reflected in the diversity and sheer number of volunteers that have joined us throughout our 8-year history. We now have around 90 active volunteers on our roster and over 30 volunteer fixers and helpers at each event. The number of different languages spoken by our team is very impressive. As expected, we have a lot of senior fixers, but we have also attracted youth who apprentice alongside them, gaining knowledge and learning skills from those with a lifetime of experience. We've also added a Tinkerbell station, a table where kids can take things apart, learn how they work, and I always tell them they don't need to put them back together again. And we named it Tinkerbell Station specifically to attract girls who may not otherwise be encouraged to get hands-on with tools and do things like that. Many of our team would identify as introverted or neurodiverse. They enjoy working with their hands and tools. And while they may not be your typical outgoing volunteer, they find sharing their skills to provide a service to their community very rewarding. Experiencing relaxed one-on-one interactions while helping people fix their stuff provides valuable connection and socialization for them. Our team has grown to become an amazing mix of ages, backgrounds, abilities, genders, income levels, and skill sets. It is the most diverse activity I have been part of. And no one person is one thing. Encourage your staff and coworkers to see and celebrate intersectionality on all these different spectrums. Celebrate the strength and challenges diversity brings to your event and your organization. I'm so proud that we've created a welcoming space where so many people feel accepted and included and want to continue volunteering their time. Our efforts to create inclusive programs and events have so many benefits. We partner and work with many different community, business, cultural, and environmental organizations, and we are seen as a leader in the community, not just the solid waste industry or environmental realm. This amplifies our message to parts of our community we may not have otherwise reached. We have high levels of engagement with families and individuals and very positive feedback at in-person events and online. Our world is currently facing strong forces of division and disconnect, and our capitalistic system tends to base the value of things, the value and worth of people, on very specific transactional criteria. As evident in our repair employment skills program, our repair cafes celebrating the natural world, and the whole concept of recycling and the circular economy. Value is inherent in all things. It all depends on how they're viewed and how they're treated. So here's to all of us continuing to create connections and restore value through the circular economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Leanne. That video made my heart smile. And you're right, empowerment often is amplifying their voices, and that's the first step. So many questions to ask at the end, but I'll let Yasmin from Canva Energy Club to present her slides.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thanks to the Recycling Council of Alberta for hosting today's webinar. I'm grateful to be here on behalf of Cambo Energy Group. My name is Yasmin Al-Sarraj, and I am the program manager of Empower Me program at Cambo
Sorry,
Energy.
Yasmin, I don't want to interrupt, but I think your slides aren't showing, so maybe maybe we can fix that.
Oh, okay. Let me reshare again.
Thank you. Sorry. Yeah,
No?
perfect. It's working.
It's working. Is it on the full screen, right? Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Perfect.
Present review.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Campo Energy Group is a certified minority-owned and run enterprise committed to advancing energy justice in underserved communities across Canada and the US. Campo's three in-house programs are built on strong standing relationships, and they serve as a trusted pathways into communities. Those programs are Empower Me program, Community Power, and Home and Trades program. So since 2009, Campo has used as trusted scalable model to engage underserved communities. Building on this foundation, we are now delivered the program across 6 Canadian provinces and 2 US states. So our roots, how we started first Empower Me programs is the Canada's only energy conservation and behavior change program designed and delivered by members of diverse, multilingual and underserved communities. Empower Me program was founded in 2012 in BC. Our founders suspected there was a need for the service and launched the program. It was all begun with the sign-up sheet at Gurdwara, the Sikh temple. The response was immediate and the program was born. Currently, the program is delivered in BC, Alberta, and the state of Washington. And next year, we are expanding to Ontario to include the Greater Toronto and the Hamilton area. Empower Me programs worked hard to ensure energy conservation education is delivered to underserved multicultural and multilingual communities. We often hear from our participants that they are more comfortable when they receive this type of education and resources in their preferred languages. So since 2018, the program was launched in Alberta and has been growing in strength since ever. Since we launched the program, we deliver over 600 workshops to Alberta residents. And the support from UCA, we have expanded the program to be outside of Edmonton and Calgary, including Red Deer, Cranberry, and Fort McMurray. So as you know, every year around 300,000 new immigrants arrived in Canada. Many of them, they lived either in different climates or their houses were with a different types of heating and cooling system. So there is a gap in knowledge and which allows us for this opportunity to help the families access the support and the programs in their new homes. We hired and trained, we call them energy mentors, directly from the communities we serve to help newcomers to understand how the energy landscape works in Alberta and take control of their energy use. We take advantage also of the utility and government supports program to share it with our participants to make their homes more comfortable and more efficient. Empower Me program is absolutely free. We are currently supported by Utility Consumer Advocate, City of Calgary, and EPCOR. We help people to understand their energy bills, their utility providers, and energy saving money, and how to make their homes more comfortable and safe. So how we work, our program and our participants join mostly through the immigrant services organizations, settlement services, and community-based group, like let's say, for example, churches, temples, or community centers. There are differences on how to reach to the newcomers communities, but mostly who they may benefit from our education programs. We either set up a table, event, and cultural festivals, or providing educational workshops, or supporting individual by giving them one-on-one coaching. Here they are our series of workshops. We do energy saving workshops, which is typically from 60 to 90 minutes. Here, the participant learn how to read their energy bills, how to save energy, and while making their homes more comfortable and safe. And being safe at homes, it's also about 60 minutes. Here, it's more to get them prepared for winter, for extreme weather conditions. Create, let's say, for example, an escape plan, understand how their energy or safety equipment. This presentations was created in 2022 in response to an increase of the extreme weather events we've seen since that year, as well as the mostly common questions we received from our past participants. Well, this workshop, let's say the breathing, the being safe at home, the breathing mostly covers how energy works in a Canadian house, how does the heating system work also, how to read energy bill and to know more about it, how to reduce energy costs and increase the energy efficiency around their homes, energy saving tips and benefit and offers for income qualified families. We walk our participants on how to read their energy bill. We give them the details of the charges. Like, this is the mostly common question we get from our participant, why we get those charges. And also to let them focus more, as we've seen, like 90% of the energy uses goes toward the space and water heating. So we shared some tips, some DIYs project on how they can save energy around all of them, but to focus more on those two categories. We shared some tips. Let's say one of them is the weather stripping around the doors and windows if they feel there's a draft around those areas. So simple DIYs, they don't need to hire someone to do it. So we walk them how to do those ones. We know, like, beside our regular energy saving workshops, we recognize also some of the audience have particular needs that can be addressed differently. So we tailored our presentations toward the seniors and renters. Being safe at home, our second topic, this usually covers on the emergency situations as well as to get prepared for winters. Also, how to keep their home and family safe. We walk them, let's say, for example, about the moisture, mold, some of the safety equipment. One of them is the smoke alarm and the carbon monoxide detector. Many of the new immigrants may have not experience with the carbon monoxide detector in their lives. Also, this presentation walks the participant or share with them on how to get themselves prepared for extreme weather events, including preparing for emergencies, get that ready with the essential items in case they need to evacuate. Our program also, we do have ongoing support to our participants. Maybe they reach out to us to walk them on how to set up an online account or how to deactivated accessing community resources using the rebate and incentive. We do have a group or a team speaks different languages, so participants, they can feel more comfortable sharing, asking questions in their preferred language, so they can just reach out to us and we can assign the team member to help with their inquiry. Thank you all. If you know or if your organizations is is wondering on how to connect with us, please feel free to email us. We mostly work with the communities, organizations, settlement services. So if you know any group, they may be benefit from our group, please just refer them to us. Thank you. Back to you, Kamel.
Thank you so much, Yasmin. I feel like Empower Me is a family that they don't have when they move here, but they provide them with the support that they need. So thank you for the work you do. And with that, I would love to hear from Natalie, and we'll jump into a lot more questions once the panel is presented.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Kamal. I'm just going to share my screen here. And awesome. I can't see the Zoom, so if anybody just wants to give me like a verbal yes that it's okay on the screen.
It's perfect.
Okay, perfect. So hi, everyone. I'm Natalie Caius, the Circular Economy Manager of the Arusha Center. I've been working with the Arusha Center for the past 6 to 7 years now. So just wanted to share a little bit about our program and our different cool projects we have going on. There you go. So for anybody who's not familiar with the Arusha Center, the Arusha Center supports communities to connect, gather, and create a socially economical, environmentally just future. So we value localization, sustainability, and social justice. And so we have 3 main programs that I'm going to share with you today. It's Calgary Dollars, Take Action Grants, and Arusha Climate. So Calgary Dollars is a local complementary currency that's been around since 1996. So Calgary Dollars can only be used in the city of Calgary, and you can only use them at local businesses and local restaurants or users who also are offering different like services or items they have with Calgary Dollars. And so basically the idea with Calgary Dollars is it's a tool to have Calgarians support and shop local. And so basically the idea with that is instead of like supporting those big, businesses like a Walmart or something where, you go and buy something from there and then the money leaves the city right away. By supporting Calgarians and local businesses, it keeps the money in this the money in the city a lot longer. So it's strong in that way. And so Calgary Dollars, you can use, anybody in the city can use Calgary Dollars, and it can be used via our website or by downloading the Calgary Dollars app. And it's very similar to online banking. So you can log into Calgary Dollars, you can see the balance on your account. And this is where you can also see the marketplace and so see what businesses and what restaurants and what Calgarians are all using Calgary Dollars. So this is a really awesome program, and we have collaborated with some affordable housing programmers in Calgary. So we're partnered with Calgary Housing Company, CUPS, and Norfolk Housing Association. And so basically, Calgary Dollars is used as a unique tool in these programs where residents can earn Calgary Dollars for volunteering in the community. So I have a picture here of like the gardening club, or over the picture below, there's a few residents signing in people for an event that they're volunteering. So there's like lots of different ways that they can volunteer and engage with the community, and then in turn use those towards rent. But they can also use it towards groceries and transit tickets. And it's been a really, really awesome program because it helps people get connected within their community, but also kind of activating those leadership roles in the community as well. And then also residents do not receive any clawbacks or any reductions on any benefits that they receive while using Calgary Dollars. So if any residents are on AISH or I can't think of the other ones off the top of my head, but none of their benefits would be impacted by them earning or using Calgary Dollars, which is really awesome. Our next program that we have is the Take Action Grants program. And so basically, this is a program where Calgary Dollars issues grants for funding projects that are, as it listed here, local, grassroots, and socially/environmentally justice focused. And what's really neat about these Take Action grants is that it can be any individual or group in the kind of the city of Calgary. Typically, you know, when you're applying for grants, you need your charity status, or you need to be connected with some type of agency. But the beauty of these Take Action grants is if you're just like a local member of your community and you're not attached to any group and you have a unique idea and you're like, how could I get this started? Take Action grants is that perfect opportunity. So you could get up to 1,000 Canadian and 1,000 Calgary dollars. And we've found that these Take Action grants have been very impactful for lots of different groups. Like within our affordable housing groups, they've applied for this grant themselves, and they've used it to kind of clean up the spaces in their community, to create spaces for connection and stuff like that. So it's been really, really awesome to see what Take Action grants people do with them. Yeah, so I can go to the next one. And our other program that we have at Arusha is the Arusha Climate Program. So that includes Repair Exchange, our Earth Hour celebration, Pedal Power activation, and the Wheel of Wisdom. And with the Arusha Center, we just have so many things going on. So sorry if I'm going through anything super quickly. I'm just going with the really like kind of high overview. And if you guys have any questions, be super happy to answer them. But this is the Repair Exchange program, similar to what Leanne was sharing with the repair cafes, where we offer all over the city of Calgary different venues where folks can bring in their broken item and work with a volunteer to fix it. So in 2025, we have fixed over 400 items, and so we're super happy about that. And these repair events have been very like just heavily, I don't want to say accepted, but like just excited. Like people are excited to be involved and active within repairs because they see the need for these events, because one, items are constantly breaking on people nowadays. We live in like those linear economy where, you know, we buy, we use, and then we throw away. Whereas repair exchanges really try to amplify that circular economy. And I often kind of like to say that repair exchanges or repair cafes are kind of like that entryway into getting involved into circular economy, because the concepts, when you take a look at them, they're kind of like hard to understand or identify. But when you kind of show, hey, you're a part of the circular economy just by fixing this item, and instead of like throwing it away, you're continuing to give it life and continuing to use it. So yeah, that's repair exchanges. Arusha Center also does other climate events in the city though too. So we have our Earth Hour and Pedal Power activations. So this is one of the biggest climate events in the city of Calgary. We have over 700 people at our Earth Hour celebration, and we do so many different things at that event as well too. So we'll have repair exchange. We have what we call our Pedal Power activations here, which basically they're like bike generators that you can hop on, and you can see how much. You can kind of see in this photo here with this light up tower, it visually shows you how much energy that you're creating while biking. So it's like the super cool visual way of like connecting energy use to people. So it's just super fun. And those bikes don't just come out at our Earth Hour celebrations. We do those like all over the city. Sometimes like, you know, we'll organize our events, or people will like hire us to activate their events. So, and it's just really nice. And it's just a super tangible way of connecting to energy use. And then we also have our Wheel of Wisdom, which is our newest program created by our Indigenous liaison, G. He kind of created this concept where people can learn about traditional knowledges and ways of being through, they'll spin the wheel and they'll land on an icon, some type of animal icon or medicine wheel icon. And they'll learn a lesson of how it connects to the environment and what they can do, what that particular lesson, what they can do moving forward to live that wisdom and stuff like that. So it's super awesome. Yeah, and I think I went by really quickly. I had a lot of notes and stuff like that, but I just didn't, I know everyone has a lot of questions and I just wanted to kind of blurt everything out. But something that I didn't kind of get to share as I was kind of talking through is that as I've worked through these, I've been a part of all these events. So like Calgary Dollars, Repair Exchanges, and the Paddle Power elements. I've helped plan and organize all of those events. And what I will say is just, I think Calgarians are really, really looking for places to connect over climate oriented activities. And I think places like Repair or like newer solutions like Calgary Dollars are really exciting and kind of are a way of bringing people in to learn more and more about what they can do to kind of protect the environment. So yeah, let me, I'm done now, I'll stop sharing, but please let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Natalie. I think what you said about how repair cafes are a gateway, it's so like I'm thinking about it and I feel sometimes circular economy is not as tangible. It feels like so difficult to participate, but the redirection as to you're already doing it and it's something that you can keep on keeping on. So it's a brilliant takeaway. And I think with that, I would love to open the floor to more questions. Feel free to drop them in the comment section or raise your hand and we can just go popcorn style. Just to get us started, I have a question which I'm thinking from all of the for all of us over here. You've done amazing work at the intersection of community and circular economy. And from the years of things that you've done, is there something specific that has stayed with you still now and something that has reimagined the way that you deliver the program? So whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, I'm happy to kick off. I just wanted to share a story. We've had a lot of repair fixers and volunteers stay with us for a number of years. And one of them at our volunteer appreciation event had previously talked to me about this, but asked if she could share it with the rest of the group. And I said, yeah, it's up to you. And she shared with the group that she had been homeless for 2 years. And our cafes were this steady constant in her life that she could go to and ground her. And she learned skills there that she could take back to her camp and help people who lived there as well. So that really shifted my image of what we were doing. It was very moving.
Wow. The impact of the work you all do is it's hard to put into words, but wow, what a moving story. Thanks for sharing, Leanne. Anyone, Aki or Yasmin or Natalie, if there's something you'd like to add on?
I would like to add on something. When we engage with diverse communities, when you meet them at where they are, in terms of language, in terms of place, there is a lot of things to learn from newcomer community. For instance, when you ask, how do you manage food waste, or about reuse, you learn that they have experience, they have past experience. So building on that experience and taking a lesson and reaching out to them, waste is a social construct. We have all waste, whether we are in Canada or we came from different parts of the world. We have waste, and we have a way of managing waste. So when you turn the message, like when you start to mention, yeah, you're right. For example, at one location, I remember asking about food scrap. They said, no, we don't waste food. If we have to waste food, we give it to animals. But in Canada, we have a different system. So we have to work together to make it this way. So it is like a two-way process. When you collaborate, when you learn, especially when you listen, you learn how other communities do repairs, reuse, even resource saving in reducing waste. Sometimes we go to community with props to discuss about, let's say, e-waste. When we show them a computer, this computer works. We can use it. We can give it to our kids. We can do this and that. So this is something I learn every day when I go to the community, and this is helping the city as well. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. I think what you're saying is connect it with something they've already been doing and then help build it with them. So it's not just a linear approach, it's actually collaborative and we all come together to make it happen. So thank you for sharing, Aki. And with that, Yasmin, or do you have anything to add to that?
I can go next. Too many stories, like we run through them, but one of them, like I can share one of our participants. Like we do have workshops toward the seniors. So one of the participant whose her English was the second language, she had shared with us like. She had been collecting her bills for the utility bills for the last 8 years, but she was not aware how to read them or why she was getting charges for those bills, but she was just collecting them. But once she joined our workshop, she was able to get to know, okay, those charges for the energy use, the other charges for the delivery charges. Me personally, also, when I shared the program, I was not aware about, there was a thing, they call it low flow shower head. Like when I got the training, I said, okay, let me take a look on mine and see if it's low flow shower head or the regular one. So yeah, this kind of tips, DIYs project or sharing the knowledge with our participant is just like when they walk away from our workshops, we know like they will come home and get one or two things to change in their daily habit. Yeah, this is one of the things we focus to share with our participants.
Wow, thank you for sharing, Yasmin. And Natalie, do you have something to add to that?
Yeah, I think I'll just quickly add for myself and I think my agency, the thing that we've kind of picked up on through these years of doing these programs is just the importance of promotions and making sure that, you can plan an amazing program, but if no one knows or understands or is aware that that's happening. So I think like the importance of like, we do a lot of tabling, so like in person, one-on-one, here's a flyer and let me explain to you how this program works, because sometimes posters and those visuals unfortunately just aren't enough. So really just trying to connect with the folks we're trying to reach for the programs.
Thank you. And I think, Jennifer, I'll get to your question, but speaking of barriers, you mentioned that people don't know, and sometimes to get to them is the biggest activation gap that you have to fill. So is there anything that you have figured out so far, or you're in the process of figuring out to ensure that you can reach maximum people who may benefit from the incredible services that you offer?
I think we're trying different approaches currently. I just jumped in, but I think we're trying different approaches. Like really trying to figure out what are the key languages. I mean, it would be beautiful if we could translate everything into every language, but unfortunately, it's just not we're not capable of doing that. Our nonprofit is made of six people, so it'd be a little challenging. We're small but mighty. But so one thing we're trying to do is like languages. It was shared earlier, but like much more visuals, in person, videos. Just trying to do all the different things. If anybody else is doing anything, I'd love to hear.
Yeah, experimenting with all the tactics you can to find what works and then, like amplify that. Brilliant. So Yasmin, I feel like yeah.
Yeah, one of the things we do our services in language. So this is one of the thing, like our participant, they get the benefit, either the workshops or after they attend the workshops, we can schedule one-on-one or calls in their preferred language. The other approach, we've been doing it since COVID, let's say, the online. Like we give them an option either to attend the workshops or our services in person, or we do it virtually, where the people, they can just join us from their comfort zone and get the benefit of our program. So yeah, I feel those two approaches, they've been working really great with us.
Wow. So meet them where they are, quite literally, if they're at home, get there. Lovely. So another question that Abdi asked was, how do you motivate and maintain volunteers that lead repair workshops? Because they've noticed in the work they do that sometimes a fall off in the interest of volunteers kind of, derails the program, right? So are there any tips that we can share around how you're maintaining that?
Yeah, I can jump in. I think making it inclusive and also seeing people is a big part. It's, figure out why they're volunteering and what they get out of that, and really lean into that. So like I said, some of our volunteers, it's their social event of the month, right? This is their chance to get out and meet people and spend time and give back to the community, and it's really important to them. Other people are newcomers and want to meet people for whatever reason. I think we also do kind of volunteer appreciation as well. So everybody gets a t-shirt right away. So they're all part of the same team. We have provide lunches. We work with Subway because they accommodate a lot of dietary requirements. So we provide lunch and snacks, and then we do an appreciation event at the end of the year. And people who have come to like 3 cafes get a certain present, then people who made it 4 get more. Like, it kind of builds up from there. So we had one young volunteer who was like, his goal was to come to all cafes and get this box of chocolates that we'd given out the year before. So it's different motivation for different people. Youth is food. So
Wow, that's pretty inspiring. Like, I mean, you work towards it, and at the end of the day, you're contributing to the community and also getting something for yourself. And sometimes that's a bigger motivation. Anyone else wants to jump in to add to that?
People love food. I agree. I think food is important, especially when it comes to like the fixers who are working so hard. Sometimes you have to like beg them to eat. Like, just stop. Can you eat your lunch now? So I would say that. Currently, Arusha Center is lucky enough right now that we have some amazing funding via the city of Calgary. To offer honorariums for our fixers too. So we give them $25 for every kind of like 4 hours that they're volunteering with us. So yeah, that's helpful, but also it can be tricky sometimes if you don't have the funding.
Absolutely. No, thank you for sharing. And I have another question, which may be a little politically incorrect, but I feel I want to ask that uncomfortable thing that I think about often. As someone who was a visible minority, I often wonder if people want me to participate in those initiatives um, because of the diversity token, if I may say, or is it because of the value I add? So how do you navigate that lack of trust that sometimes people feel when they are invited to these initiatives? And have you felt that happen in the work you do? If anyone wants to start or jump in, sorry.
I guess I can jump in. I don't know.
Go
Someone
for
tell
it.
me if I'm talking too much. But I think on our end, like Arusha Center really focuses on being like um accessible to everyone. So we are really, really trying to create spaces where like everyone feels comfortable and everyone is welcome. So for example, with our fixers, we try to get like um a diverse ride of fixers so that folks coming in do feel like that they're welcomed, and they do are feeling like, okay, represented in the spaces that they're in. Because like we've had it before where, for example, like it's a little bit different, but for repair, there's a stereotype connected that it's like a lot of largely connected to men, like it's men who do a lot of the repairs and stuff like that, for example. And at one event, we had like a woman who was in charge of all the appliance fixing, and she had her pink tools, and everyone was just so excited and was so like, it just was almost like this like woman power moment, you know, where everyone just like really celebrated it. And I think that's what we do, is we really just try to celebrate the diversity in the spaces.
Wow.
Hi,
Thank you.
everyone. It's Alda here from Ridge Meadows Recycling. Hi, Komal. I thought I'd put in a little bit on this topic because I think it's really interesting that you brought that up, actually. So having been, in the industry for a very long time, actually over 35 years, I was one of sort of the early women kind of in the waste reduction and recycling industry. And what I noticed then was I was usually the only woman in a room, and it was all guys in there too. And I used to think, well, sometimes I felt the same way. I'm in here, I'm the token woman. But my attitude ended up being, well, that might have opened the door for me because, I was one of the early women in the industry. But once my foot was in the door, then I proved myself, right? I was given that opportunity. And same for you, maybe because you're a visible minority, you've been invited to this opportunity, whatever it might be. But once you're in that door, you prove yourself, right? And they go, wow, she's amazing. She's great. Like, let's invite her back, right? It doesn't matter who you are. It's what you contribute to that event, whatever it might be. So there you go. So it's a door opener, right? That's what it comes down to.
Ultimately, if you can keep the door open, as if you have the skills to add or the value to provide. So door openers are sometimes that happens, but keeping it open is the challenge if you can make through it. So thank you for giving, for that insight. And with 3 minutes left, I just have a quick question for our panelists. What is one piece of advice you could give to our friends in the municipalities or regional districts or organizations who are trying to incorporate more empowering content and make sure that they go out there to empower diverse communities? So what's one piece of advice you would give them to start off their journey?
Don't stay in your lane. Just continue to keep opening doors that are not open yet.
Lovely. Thank you, Leanne. I'll go to Yasmin. Do you have something? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Don't worry. Yeah, maybe just also keep the door open. Takes everything you learn. Knowledge is the power. So if you are building the business or getting let's say doing outreach with the community associations, organizations, I feel like this is also a good step to just connect with them, build those connections. Small things, it's gonna be built up and get the works done. It can just still shape the future of generations to come.
Thank you, Yasmin. Aki.
Thank you. So I say actively seek out for groups to make them partners in circular economy, engage them, more importantly, listen to diverse communities. They can be partners, they can contribute to the circular economy. As we have seen in my presentation and also Alexander's presentation, the number is bigger, so their contribution can be also bigger. So I say learn from them, engage and collaborate to co-design programs that works for that group.
Perfect. Thank you. And with that, Natalie, do you have something to add?
No, just echoing that actually. I think it's just important that we work with the groups that we're trying to serve and making sure that they're just a part of the planning steps in any way that they can be.
Perfect. Thank you. And with that, I think we're at 11:59. And any parting thoughts that you feel like you want to share? If not, then I'll hand it back to Jennifer. And thank you so much, Jennifer, for creating this space. I think it's one of much needed conversations that we need to, start engaging in and have more dialogue on. So thank you for doing that.
Well, thank you all for being here. Thanks, Kamal, for moderating and letting us hit our time right at 1 o'clock too. Very appreciated. The speakers are also inspiring, and thank you for sharing your stories. And one final shout out to Donna. I see she's on the call, who I met at the Alex, and she was really the one that inspired this whole conversation, and it grew into such a wonderful morning with the workshop and then now the webinar. So yeah, I'll give you the rest of your day back, but thank you so much for sharing some time with us and sharing your stories and being inspired. Thanks all.
Thank you.